It's a man cave club.
Tellason jacket is sweet. This is my first like new Tellason piece in a long time, a few years. But I've had a lot of their stuff over the years, and it's reminding me why I love Tellason so much.
Right.
This is their coverall jacket. It's their version of a traditional chore coat. 14 ounce Kuroki denim mills, Japanese raw selvage denim. And it's nice, man. It already feels broken in. I love the layout and the design of this jacket. The pocket layout from the split front pocket with the button to the full left pocket, the newspaper pocket.
It's a beautiful jacket. We should probably preface this by I had the opportunity to visit the Tellason studio in Sausalito, California, and I spent a couple hours with Tony and Pete, the owners, and it was a really fun, interesting experience to hang out with those guys. And I came away with these two beautiful coverall jackets, which is their version of the chore jacket or chore coat, which we're going to be talking about for the next couple of episodes. And I just love this jacket. So they source their fabrics from Japan.
Yep.
But everything's made in the U.S. Everything is hand sewn in San Francisco. They have a sewing facility in San Francisco, to my understanding.
Yep. Where Levi's used to be made.
Yeah.
And not in the building, I'm just saying in San Francisco.
Yeah,
where they used to be made.
Yeah.
When I first got into Telson, they used a lot of cone mills when cone mills was still operational. So they didn't only use Japanese fabric then, but it seems like most of the best denim and stuff. So yours is Kihara, mine's Kuroki. Japanese, they're totally different. Mine's a natural indigo dye. It's kind of why it's got that little more like purpley hue to it.
Yeah, and you can see even with one wash, and we'll do some detail shots, there's very, very subtle fading already.
Yep.
And you've had this jacket for, what, about a week, maybe? 2 weeks?
I think it's like 2.5 weeks. Okay. But I've been wearing it quite a bit. I've been bugging my wife because I've been like in like pajama pants and like this denim short coat at night. Cause
Really?
She's like, what are you wearing that? I'm like, I've got to break it in. I'm trying to like do a review on this thing, you know?
Man.
Like,
yeah, you wearing it to bed?
Yeah, I'm not in bed because I don't want to get indigo crocking on my sheets, but but I've just been wearing it like kind of all that I can, like in and out and around the house.
Yeah.
Dude, it's like I got 2 little kids, and it's such a utilitarian jacket. It's really reminded me like how useful chore coats like are in general as a design, as a philosophy. Like this this giant newspaper pocket. I can't tell you how many times I've like had something in my hands and kids come up to me like, I need help, I put my shoes on, this, that, whatever, and I just like open it, whatever the thing is in my hand, it fits in this giant pocket.
Yeah.
And it just softly glides down.
Yeah, actually,
and it holds it, man.
This pocket, because it's a double length pocket, it goes all the way down the full length of the jacket practically.
Yeah.
And it's interesting. I actually put a tripod in here.
Did you really?
I went out to do some photography. It's a small tripod that I carry.
That's so rad.
Which is kind of cool.
Yeah.
You know.
I used it the other day at the market. I threw a big glass kombucha in here as I was walking because I had a bag of chips and a sandwich, and I was like, what am I gonna do? And it's like, oh yeah, put it in there, and it's just like, man, it's useful. This jacket, super cool. It's got the little pencil holder and
a little pencil pocket here.
Yep, it has an interior pocket. Not big enough to fit a cell phone, but you could throw like a lighter or I don't know, a vape.
If your wallet's small.
If you're a vape guy nowadays, I don't know, whatever. Yeah, a wallet could fit in there, something cool.
If it's small.
Totally, yeah.
When you see their jackets on their website, I was a little unsure about the fit, but I think these jackets actually fit great. So I'm wearing a small. I'm a 38 chest, and you're about a 40.
About 40,
and
yeah.
you're wearing a medium.
Medium.
And I think these jackets are spot on.
Man, it's like a tailored fit. Yeah, I have to agree. I feel like, I don't know why I had that perception that it would fit a little boxier.
Well,
but
I think I know why. Because when you when you go on the Tellason website or when you watch the videos, Pete is usually one that models the jackets. And he's a pretty thin guy. Surfer, he's very fit.
Yeah.
I think he sizes up when he puts the jacket on, so he can put a hoodie because if he's out at the coast,
San Francisco, Sausalito.
yeah, if he's out surfing, it gets cold along the ocean. As a matter of fact, the Pacific Ocean is 4 times the size of the Atlantic Ocean.
That's pretty big.
A little bit of trivia here.
I like that, man.
Yeah.
I like
so
learning
that's
things.
a huge body of water when you think about the Atlantic Ocean.
A lot of breeze coming off of it. A lot of fog.
Yeah, so it's it gets breezy and cold out there when you're out along the coast.
Yep.
But it's nice here because it allows us to have very temperate weather in the summer and the winter. You get that that offshore breeze that cools things down in the summer. So I think that's the reason, to circle back around, that's the reason why it appears that the jacket fits really big and boxy. So our jackets are more fitted because we're on the correct size here.
Yeah, that makes sense, man. I think you're right on that theory. The videos I have, Pete usually does have a video of pretty much almost every garment they have, and I can remember like his the type 3s they've done, like I can envision him like taking it off and still having a hoodie on and it kind of fitting like that layered fit, which makes sense. In the Bay, we don't wear layers necessarily to insulate from the cold. I mean, you do a little bit in the morning, but we wear layers because the temperature changes so much throughout the day that we shed them off and you put them back on, right? So yeah, that makes sense. And so wearing like our actual correct size, I was like, man, this thing is like, it's like slim. It's like kind of like a Japanese garment. It's got all it has all those fit points that you would expect.
Well, when you first put that jacket on, I was really surprised. I was like, wow, that fits you really well, man.
Dude, perfect. Yeah. If I was
sleeve length, shoulders. I mean, first thing I do is look at the shoulders and the back, these are really incredible jackets, and I'm glad we both have one.
Yeah, I'm
like twinsies.
I'm interested to see how yours fades in too, Paul, and after you give that thing a soak, and stuff.
Mine's pretty stiff. It's still, I wore it maybe a half a dozen times, but
you gotta start wearing it to bed like me. You gotta put some more time in that thing.
Yeah, no, I've worn leather jackets like that in the house and lounging around the house.
Yeah.
And my wife had the same reaction. Why are you wearing that inside? Like, well, I gotta break it in, man.
We do what we have to do for the hobby, man. For the fades. This is one detail I really like is they got this extra rivet right here at this stress point on the newspaper pocket.
Yeah.
And that's like, I think that's so wise because that's one of those areas where you putting something in, like when you put it in, your arm or your hand is pushing down on that joint.
Right.
And if that wasn't there, man, I mean, that thing would fail pretty quickly. So I think that's just one of those like small details I noticed just wearing this thing. I've kind of touched it and I was like, oh, what is that? Oh,
yeah, and I think that's the only rivet on the jacket. Right?
It really is. I mean, if you think about it, that's really one of the most like stressed points, and I think that would.
I mean, they could have put rivets on the lower pockets as well, but
then where do you stop? Then you need them on the top. You kind of need them everywhere, right?
And see, the problem with rivets is they scratch things.
Scratch, dude. Cars. Yeah.
So
paint.
if you have rivets on the front here, you have to be, especially down here, you have to be very careful when you're leaning on a car, leaning. Whatever, sitting on a motorcycle, if you lean forward, so that's a potential scratch point. These buttons are pretty smooth, so they're not going to.
Yeah, they're not too bad.
scratch anything. But
man, I'm getting some flashbacks, man. Vividly remembering my dad yelling at me for leaning on something with rivets on the back of my jeans as a kid. It's one of those you don't think of it, right? But you don't see that too much in our like type of clothing we wear anymore. The rivets.
Well, they put rivets on the
pockets.
They put rivets on the front.
On the front, yeah.
Right, but they don't put rivets on the back anymore. I think Levi's at some point. They used to put rivets everywhere, even in the crotch. But they, I don't know, sometime in the 50s or 60s. I don't know the timeline of that.
Yeah.
The rivet timeline.
Yeah.
But
insert rivet timeline graphic right here.
Yeah, Tellason. They just. Come on. They make some really incredible stuff.
Cool.
Really
yeah, you've got this
beautiful.
cool shirt. I got some.
Yeah,
some
this
sweet
is
shirts.
the clamp down shirt, Japanese sateen fabric. Yeah, what a beautiful shirt.
It's a killer pattern, man. I love the pockets, the double flap. You got the little pencil pocket. I like the details of the cuffs, and it's just, the fact that they're still making the clamp down.
Yeah.
You can still buy it right now. It's a testament to they made a good pattern. It's a cool shirt.
Yeah, and they have some really nice flannel colorways this season in this style shirt.
So cool.
Yeah, so we're really lucky to have Tellason
So
right
close.
here, so close.
Yeah, they really are like a one-stop shop too, man. They got pants, jackets, shirts. They got headwear. They got t-shirts. They got nice t-shirts too. Mm-hmm. And they really are a one-stop shop. They're so lucky, like you said. And I just think it's cool that everything's made in San Francisco.
Yeah.
Pete and Tony, they got a good thing going. These jackets are sweet, and it's just kind of the tip of the iceberg on what Tellason has to offer. They're such a good entry point. They represent, I think, pretty amazing value. Their deck jacket is like half the price of like the next like quality deck jacket on the market that's like in this genre and niche, and these things are really good value too.
Their price point is, I think, good. This is about $250 for this jacket, and if you go with a chore jacket from Ironheart, you're looking at $400 to $450.
Right, pretty much like double that almost.
Yeah.
And you're still getting Japanese denim. You're getting, at least with Telson, you're getting USA made. Which, if that's really important to you, then that's important to you, and that's a factor that should tip it over. But yeah, they're cool. I would encourage everyone to check out Tellason online, see what they got to offer. Reach out. The owners are pretty easy to get a hold of, and they're nice dudes. Tony and Pete, thanks, for taking the time. I was so bummed I couldn't go with you that day, man.
Yeah.
One of these days, I'm just gonna quit my job and I'm just gonna do cool things with you all day. For now, I gotta still afford stuff like this. I gotta work.
Well, you and me both. We'll quit our jobs and we'll just talk about raw denim. Sit around and watch our. Watch our finances go into bankruptcy.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, we're gonna get sponsored, dude. But you gotta like and comment, subscribe. You gotta post these videos, guys. You gotta help us grow this channel because we want to bring you more content. And we have some deep reserves of clothing we can get into and topics, but at some point we're gonna need some stuff rolling in.
Speaking of deep reserves,
we got some deep chore coat reserves.
Yeah. This isn't the end of our discussion of chore coats, chore jackets, chore coats. Our next episode, we're going to be doing a deep dive into some chore jackets that we own.
LC King.
You're going to be talking about LC King. I'm going to be talking about, just as a teaser, I'll be talking about, I have a beautiful hen's teeth chore jacket.
That thing is so cool, man.
And we're gonna sort of dive into the history a little bit, dabble in the background of the chore coat, chore jacket, chore coat, chore jacket. Well, thanks for joining us, guys. Until next time, it's Jimmy and Paul talking about it all
right here on the Man Cave Club.
Right on.
It's American Club.